Well, we are very glad that you came. I believe it's the interest of all parties concerned not to let the month of September pass away without a real beginning. I do believe there is a fair chance to renew the negotiations before the end of this month. It's to the interest of all of us. And after speaking to many of the concerned parties, including the Palestinians, I think that the time may be ripe to do so. There are still some remaining differences, but they are manageable. And if we shall miss this opportunity, we shall remain without a date. Without a date means that we shall return to the messianic situation, where you negotiate, and you don't know when it's going to wind up. I believe that the official position is not necessarily the real one. We just had a poll that was done, not with some other companies, had a poll in the Arab land. And the poll shows something very interesting. While there is no love lost on either side, neither on the Palestinian side, neither on our side, and the criticism against Israel is all-time high. But the very same people who criticize Israel have also a pragmatic side. An overwhelming majority is for settling the peace by negotiations. In some cases, we saw that the objection to Israel raises to the height of 90%, 95%. But the very same people, 60 even more, say we would like to bring an end to it peacefully. So I distinguish between the emotional position and the pragmatic one. I wish we could have started the peace by love. We don't have love. So peace will bring love. We have to start pragmatically where we can. And, you know, both parties are facing a strenuous position. I think our Prime Minister have faced some very difficult tests, and he overcame them. And he brought it to a situation where we can go ahead and move ahead. And talking to the Palestinians, I believe that their understanding in reality is much more pragmatic than we think. I believe that while you are here, we have to act very dynamically to try to conclude those outstanding issues, which are not many. And maybe we can really prepare the ground to a point where by the end of this month, or before it, there will be an opening negotiations that may lead to the two purposes that we have in mind: peace with the Palestinians and peace with the Arab world or part of the Arab world. I think the Palestinians were very much encouraged also by the situation in the West Bank, as we did. I do believe the situation in the West Bank is a result from the policies of the Israeli government on one hand, and from the actions of the Palestinian Authority on the other hand. I wouldn't miss paying credit to the Prime Minister of the Authority and to the leaders of the Palestinians. And also they started to build a force, which is quite impressive, yet it's not yet ready to fulfill all those duties that they have to. We must be very careful not to repeat the situation in Gaza as it used to be. I think it's the intention of our government to continue and cooperate economically, to continue and help the Palestinians to build the security of their own. But anyway, all those things can and should be discussed, and I think it's a good occasion to do so. Again, I would like to welcome you. I know you don't have an easy time, neither an easy task, and all of us will try to cooperate to bring it to successful end for the benefit of all people. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, both for your kind comments and for your courtesy in meeting with us today. It's a pleasure to see you looking so strong and healthy and well.
Considering the alternative.
Yes, right. I bring you the personal greetings of President Obama and Secretary of State Clinton.
Thank you.
Both of whom share my admiration for you personally and my respect for your judgment, your wisdom, and your guidance. We share your objectives, we share your sense of urgency, and we share your belief that while we have not yet reached agreement on many outstanding issues, we are working hard to do so. And indeed, the purpose of my visit here this week is to attempt to do so. The suggestions that we have finalized and reached agreement on a range of issues, while inaccurate because they are premature, we hope they will be accurate in terms of moving forward in the very near future. It is our intention to conclude this phase of our discussions in the very near future within the time frames that you suggest to enable us to move on
Yes.
to the next and really the more important phase. And in that regard, I look forward to receiving your comments, your advice, your guidance as I begin my round of discussions here with leaders in your government and Ramallah with Palestinian officials, and then in other countries in the region who have a vital interest and we hope an important role to play to bring about a common objective, which, as President Obama has stated repeatedly, is for comprehensive peace in the region, including peace between Israel and Palestinians, which enables two states to live side by side in peace for the better welfare and prosperity of all. Peace between Israel and Syria, Israel and Lebanon, and the full normalization of relations with the other countries in the region. And that is our objective, and we will pursue it with all of the energy and the determination and the perseverance that is possible and required. And to the great extent that you have contributed to that effort and you will continue to do so, we thank you again.
Permit me just to say one remark. Contrary to the impressions that are being published here and there in the press, we are totally in agreement with President Obama about the basic goal. And if there is one or two differences, I do believe they are not of a strategic nature. I do believe that strategically it can be achieved. And we share the hope of the President and of the Secretary not to miss this timed opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.